means Ekitike centrally, and you're probably going to work it out like that because I don't see how you sign a player for 79 million and he's on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was
like. It's like 69, 79. Like that's mental.
Oh, we did that. Like, we did that with Nunes though, Jay. So we signed.
But you see the Nunes one. We didn't sign him to sit on the bench. We signed him to be the main guy.
Right. You're right.
It's obviously in football, loads of things happen. If Isak comes in and Isak's worse than Ekitike, then Isak's on the bench, innit? And I know we don't think it, but if Isak can't hit a barn door and Ekitike is the one on form, Ekitike becomes your number one, and that's just what it is, right?
Yeah.
But when Nunes came in, it was you are the main guy. You are coming in to be the main guy. Everything changed. Everything was geared towards Nunes. Everything was geared towards how he played. Salah's role changed. This player's role changed. We brought, do you know what I mean, Trent more centrally in order to go and overload the middle because we had a false nine before, allowed Nunes to just stay high and just run the channels. It didn't work, innit? It didn't work, and that's why it's ended up him being on the bench. But how do you bring in someone like, and your role's to sit on the bench? Like that for me is I know we're looking at it, but it's a bit of like a waste of money. I think there's some players that are, like a Giroud or they're players that are just comfy staying on the bench, that can provide the experience and can come off the bench and change games. But that's just their role, innit? Ekitike, for me, hasn't proven to be that player. He hasn't got a lot of experience in football when we're taking it serious. What is it? 20 how many months of football has he played? 36 maybe?
Yeah.
3 seasons. Like, it's not a lot of football. So you need to get him playing football all the time. This isn't like you're bringing in someone with mad experience that can come in and change a game. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's interesting, man. But it's a good position to be in. But great position to be in. But boy, I just don't know how Liverpool pattern it.
Yeah, because we've always lauded Man City for having these kind of options.
Yeah,
and we've watched it work because of the genius of Guardiola, and Slot's proven to be way better than, well, I'll say better than people thought. Most people didn't know who he was before last season. So it's very interesting. I don't know if it's like two people in every position kind of thing and competition. Very interesting. I know it's very easy for everyone to just do the lazy thing and say cup games and that, but I know I sound like a broken record, but as I said, which you'll find out, if you lose in the third round of the FA Cup and the first round of the League Cup, it's over, bro. The cup games are gone. It's just Champions League and Prem then.
Yeah.
Then where does the games come from? Because you think Isak's going to want to be on the bench for Champions League games? Of course not. He wants to be in the games for the Prem and the Champions League. That's what everyone wants. So I think it will work. What Jerry said is right. Even though people are acting like there's a massive example of Ekitike playing left wing and that, even though it's not. It's not that. Yeah. He does drift onto the left quite a lot though, because when he was up from him and Marmoush, they're quite flexible in it. It's kind of like a fluid formation, which I like, especially when Gertz's legs were there a little bit more. And Larson was defensive, but the way our team set up's a little bit different. Because if they do that and have both of them playing and the left winger, then you're gonna have to sacrifice one of the midfielders. They're not gonna do that. Maybe in certain games. All this dead 4-4-2-4 and all that, bro. This ain't FIFA, bro. Like that formation is dead food, bro. Like it's great when you're trying to chase a game and you got a couple of minutes left in the game. Bro, you'll get picked off, bro. As soon as somebody bypasses your press, it's over with.
Yeah, it's normally against the back four. Big up, G, by the way, man.
Big up, man. Big up.
We're just trying to have a different type of conversation today in terms of like, how do we see it working? Does it work? Is there going to be sticking points? Do you see them clashing because they both want that number 9 jersey? Who actually gets the number 9 jersey? Do you know what I mean? With Darwin looking to leave, so who actually gets the number 9 jersey? I don't know if that plays even any factor in any of the egos of the players as well.
Is that where number 9 now?
Say that again, bro. Sorry.
Is that where number 9 now?
No, 14.
14.
Oh, I was just about to say that might be more of a problem than arguing for the 14. That's literally what I was going to say. Because Chiesa's got it in it at the moment. He'll leave. But I know they're both like Henry admirers in it. Isak's definitely trying to take the 14. But yeah.
Yeah. Because look, it as we said, we want to get all the best players within our team and we want to make our team as strong as possible to compete on all fronts as well. But we've never been in this situation where, we've got top talents. Look, we had Gakpo and Diaz on the left side, and both hitting certain numbers of goal contribution, and people still didn't want them at the club. Do you know what I mean? So Now we're adding the quality on top of quality, and we're making it what the players that people actually want within the team. Someone has to play, and someone's not going to play. And you can only have a certain amount of players on a match day squad. So how many attackers do you bring? You know, how many midfielders? You're more likely to bring more midfielders than attackers. Who misses out? Because we saw last season a few times, obviously bearing with injuries. You know, we saw Chiesa miss out a few games, and a few other players had to. Harvey missed out a few games as well. Obviously, I know they were more like the fringes, but we're looking to get rid of those type of players and get in the top quality. Then who misses out? Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's an issue, but it might do when it comes to harmony, and then when it comes to the expectation, that might take a hit because the players that tend to not play enough then step in. The fan base wonder why they come in and they look unsettled at times. They don't look their normal best because they haven't really been playing. And from what we've seen off of evidence, and I know Arna said he's probably going to look into changing that in terms of didn't rotate enough. But what we've seen so far, he has a plan in his head of who he wants in the starting 11, and he runs with those guys. And then only if he needs to make changes, he makes those changes. So it's just interesting. I love to have this because we're not trying to predict the future, but we're trying to look at what it could potentially be going forward with this squad. Because we're in a different space now, man. We got some mad ballers dropping into this team, and we continually want to buy some more players as well. But G, what's your take on this, bro?
Yeah, I think maybe maybe they're just battling it out for the number 9 spot. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know. I don't see how they would fit. Like how else they fit into the team. Like, listen. When it happens, maybe they'll change my mind. But right now, none of them are left wingers. Do you know what I mean? So they're both strikers. They like to drift. Being able to drift is different than being a left winger. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's just one of those ones where maybe just rotation. Maybe as you said, he strong squad, all competitions. You man just have to battle it out in it. Like, do you know what I mean? You'll get your opportunity when it comes, and then just have to take it. Do you know what I mean? So
to your point, then you reckon? I was just thinking about what you said it then, and it makes sense. Obviously, they're both decent ages, and one's only a little bit younger than the other one. Is this conversation only there because of if we do get Isak? This is only a conversation because XT gets price tag? I feel it is. Like before, not everybody, and it doesn't matter whether you knew or not because you can't watch every football. Before the last couple of months, nobody was speaking about Ekitike like that in terms of Liverpool, and it was just seen as the other guy to Marmoush who's techie in it. And if at that point we were going to say was going to sign him last season, or Chelsea or whatever was going to sign him last season, they got him for 40 mil, and he was going to Chelsea. Most people wouldn't say he needs to go straight to Chelsea's squad because Pedro Neto and that's playing and they're cooking. But because he's the big money, naturally, which we would think that, why would you spend big money to put someone on the bench? But if you're building for the future and he's so young, it's not really a problem because Salah's not going to be here forever. All these people ain't going to be here forever, and we're building a new team. So you're probably right. It's probably not as big as we're thinking. As long as you've given, and we saw from the reports about Ekitike, the reason why he came to Liverpool was what he was presented from Slot, in whatever presentation he gave him. So that's what I'm saying. He's probably mentioned, like, no, we're building for the future. Over the last couple of seasons, we've rebuilt the midfield and we're rebuilding the forward, and we're going to rebuild the defense. And you're a massive part of that. And that because he had to do that because he didn't know Isak he's going to come in, or will he come in or not?
Yeah.
So Scott has to treat Ekitike like, no, you are him going forward. You and Wirtz are the linchpins for what we're going to have, and we're going to build around you lot. So you're probably right. I just think it's the price tag, because if it wasn't that, just like when I know he left eventually, but when Alvarez came in at Man City, all of us knew that he weren't going to play ahead of Haaland, didn't it? But everyone rates him to the highest level, and was even this season for Liverpool. Most people were like, yes, 120 mil, buy him.
Yes,
that's what it is. So
it's
about having ballers in the team. We're just not used to it. That's all.
Yeah, that's literally it, bro. Remember, so where we're not used to it, it's one of them. Like, I just think maybe he just wants to have the strong. I think more about having players he can trust. Yeah, I mean, because you saw last season, bro, he didn't trust a lot of this team, and that's not good moving forward. If you have too many men that you don't even trust, like moments when we need players to play, you don't even want to play them because you don't even trust Donny coming off the bench. So at least now, listen, whatever happens next season, whether we win or don't win, this is on slot now. Do you know what I mean? There's no more of this, oh yeah, this is someone else's squad. No, this is your team now. So you figure it out. However that needs to be figured out, you do that. Fail, win, it's on you now, big man. So once you can get that kind of sorted, at least give him the tools though. If he's got all of these players that he trusts, I'd rather have a tiny squad, like super tiny. Like whatever the minimum is, I'd rather have that. Because if I know he can trust every player, I'm good with that. Having a big squad for me, that's a myth. I'm like, why do you need a big squad? You never need a big squad. You just need a squad of players that you trust. And as long as that you trust them, you'll use all of them. And then there won't be this, unless you have like what we had years ago where everybody gets injured. Obviously, that's unforeseen. You can't help that. But if it's like normal football stuff, that doesn't happen. Like, it's so rare that bare players are going to get injured from your first team, first 11. No, that doesn't happen, man. It's like a few players for a period of time. Just have the players that you trust. I'm good with that. So Ekitike or Isak, either one can maybe sit on the bench. It really doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean?
For me, I'm looking at Ekitike, right? And I'm looking at the goal he scored against Spurs, some of the goals he scored when he's been on that left-hand side. If you've got Kirkes and a Frimpong on the other side, they're going to be told to get forward, unlike what we saw with Robertson this season, where he was really, really deep. And at times, Trent was really, really deep, right? And you get that makeshift three at the back. I think at that point, it does work. Because what happened is that Ekitike and then Salah and Isak